Why is Hex better than Bitcoin? Well, first of all, it's the fundamentals of the code. The fundamentals of the code are better than Bitcoin's fundamentals. The inflation model is better than Bitcoin's inflation model. The staking feature is better than a mining feature. It's new tech versus old tech. It's decentralized versus centralized. Yes, all of those things. Well, let's get the mic over here. Check 1, 2. We working? It sounds like I don't have I can't hear my hold on a second. There we go. Check 1, 2. Looks like we're live now. Good. Technical issues all over the place today. My guest had some technical issues. He was running a little behind, so I didn't know that. I got the stream started, didn't even get a chance to chat with him real quick. But just to let you guys know, we are going to be bringing on kind of somebody who's new to the ecosystem, but is not new to tech or crypto. His name is Aksel, and he is an AI enthusiast. SJ and Black Hexagon met him at the Vegas AI conference, I believe, and they were talking crypto and AI and all that good stuff. And you know how the team here, the PulseChain tour, has been getting into the AI. They chatted with him, and he is now interested in talking crypto with us. So we're going to bring our guest on. We're going to talk a little bit about PulseChain with him, talk a little bit about him and his history and what he's done, because he is an entrepreneur and diverse in all kinds of different areas. So this is going to be an interesting conversation. So I think he's ready to go. Let's see. I'm trying, Adam. I'm trying to keep the fire. We're in the bottom of the bear market here, as deep as it gets, I suppose. But yes, we will be moving up soon. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring our new friend Aksel up. Hold on once again. I think you ready, Aksel? Give me a nod. You good? You good? Give me a nod. Okay, I'm going to bring you up. Hold on. There you are. How about, Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you great.
Right on. How you doing?
Great. How are you? Great to be here. Thank you.
Good to have you. We both had technical difficulties and got started late, and I didn't know if you were going to make it at all. So I've got on top of everything, I've got my producer out getting her hair done. So
yeah, I heard that. I talked to her a little. We did a test run, and then she says a hair day. So that's important.
Yeah, so I'm doing it on my own now, like in the old days. So you guys met in Vegas at the AI convention. That's what happened.
Yeah, it was a great convention called Imagine AI. There was a lot of industry leaders, entrepreneurs, and people that just kind of got together to share what's possible with AI. And that was the inspiration for my X handle, which I just set up, which is Imagine Aksel. And it just
make sure we got all your
links
in there. Sorry.
Like crypto, and the blockchain, when it first came out, everybody's imagining the possibilities and what that little spark of technology that, Satoshi Nakamoto, whoever he was, or whoever they were, who knows, created, and that everything that's come from that. I've heard so much about PulseChain, but I've never dug deep into the ecosystem. So I'm eager to learn and to find out what it's all about.
Well, let's go back real quick so that we can get a little brief history on you, so we understand where you're coming from when we talk about this. So it looks like you've been an entrepreneur. You've got a lot of your own businesses going, from manufacturing to ecology businesses. Give us a little bit about your background, and then how you kind of got into crypto and what opened your eyes to it.
Sure, of course. I've always been very curious and trying to find new ways to approach everything in business and in life. And the university at Boston University, I started entrepreneurship club, and we didn't have one for undergrad, so we just created it. And from there, just ideas come and go, and the execution's, number one. But I never want to minimize the importance of ideas and imagination. I think I forget, there was an econ professor who said that we have digital money. I mean, we have digital email, we have digital everything except money. And then he said that was the last thing that needed to be created, and then it was, which is Bitcoin. So it's just the ability to use your imagination for everything. In my background, I've tried almost every type of business. The family has manufacturing. We make plastic bottles, and I know plastic got a bad rap, but we're very focused on recycling and on the circular economy. So it's not that plastic is bad. You just have to find a home for it and reuse.
Yeah.
So
So that was your family business, was the plastics business?
Yeah. That's something I do with my father and my uncle. And then on my own, I've done mortgages for years, and the AI and crypto are just primed to do something revolutionary in that space. I'm sure the big banks, everyone's working behind the scenes. There's not much talk about it. There's a big lender called the UWM. At some point, there was some whispers about them accepting Bitcoin for payments or something. You hear little things about it in the underwriting, the proof of assets. Will they accept Bitcoin? Will they accept crypto? The answer right now is no. They want you to convert it to US dollars. But it's going to get there. It's going to get there.
Crypto's not ready for prime time yet, but
not yet.
We're rooting for it. So I'm interested in something. I got to go back because I don't want to dox you, but do you mind? Are you in the Southern California area?
I was actually. I am in the process of moving right now.
Okay, is that where your family's business was?
Yeah, it's there. Yeah, and I'm there most of the time, and I go back and forth. But I'm in the process of moving to Nevada.
I probably worked for you guys because that's what I did for a living. Was I was a millwright. I moved injection mold machines for a living.
Oh, great!
Blow molds, injection molds. I did all of that. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, for a little over 30 years, I worked for all of the brother companies. Let's just say.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. Yeah. Our factory's in Mexico, in Tijuana, and in Mexico City.
Oh, okay.
But we sell into the States 90%, 99% of our production.
Oh, nice. Right on. Well, yeah, I was in that industry in the plastics industry for a long time.
Great. We gotta chat some more offline. There's a lot of potential there. Also, we've had ideas for things with blockchain for tracking recycling and things like that. So,
what do you think about the hemp plastics industry starting to come about?
It's interesting. In reality, the bioplastics, if you fill one with water, you'll see it starts to turn green. There's algae, there's life there. So it's not exactly a viable solution for everything, but for some things it might be. It's still quite expensive. Yeah,
from what I understand, but I know that they're getting better at it, and things are starting to look up in that area. That's cool. Well, we'll have to talk about that sometime because I did that for a living, so I'm very interested in it. So let's go how you actually got introduced to cryptocurrency. What was your experience there? And what was your thoughts at first?
I love crypto stories and origin stories. How things started. I heard about Bitcoin first from a good friend of mine who's a very high-tech guy, super techie. I mean, he was programming things in Python on his Mac before anybody knew what Python was, before he was looking for aliens with SETI, and he had started mining Bitcoin on his Mac. And years ago. I mean, I have the date written down somewhere, but the difficulty level was low, and he had a few dollars, which today would be millions in Bitcoin. And unfortunately, before it was anything, he decided that this is boring. I'm going to wipe my hard drive, and he deleted everything and set his computer to look for aliens. And with SETI, because you can lend computer power for that. And it just poof, it's gone. I mean, there's no getting it back. He overwrote the hard drive like 6 or 7 times. But he's the first one who told me about it. And a few years later, I was at the airport and I saw, I don't know if it was Forbes or if it was Wired or one of those cool business magazines. And right there on the cover was Bitcoin's $3,000. I was like, oh my God, $3,000 for this. And years before, my friend, who shall remain, anonymous, I'm writing a little book about all the stories that I've run into with people with that. Yeah, I was like, I gotta, what am I doing with my life? Why am I not in this?
Yeah.
So then went down deep the rabbit hole and started researching and finding out. And a buddy of mine paid me back for a beer with Bitcoin. That was the first BTC I ever had. I tried to mine it. I bought a little miner thing at like a old computer store. The thing was broken. You needed soldering. It never worked. So it's always been kind of like not a struggle, but a journey to get to that. And and eventually I got into it, and DGen like crazy, got scammed. Fell for like all the classic scams that people fell for the BitConnect, fell for the USI Tech. Nobody knew. I mean, BitConnect looked like DeFi back then.
Yeah.
Like I still remember their website with the logo with the tree and lending and DeFi, and it was all fugazi. It was it was a scam, which it's a school of hard knocks. You learn and you move on.
Yeah, well, 90% of crypto has been that. I think we've all have kind of a similar journey. We see the numbers, it brings us our attention to it. We go down the rabbit hole. We go, oh my gosh, what have I been doing with my life? This thing can change the world, and I should be, helping it do so. And while I'm at it, let's see if we can make some money. And we've all done the same thing. And I do too. USI Tech, Bit Club, BitConnect, all those things in 16, 17, and then the big dump. But I was disillusioned at that point and was ready to get out. I'm of a certain age too, and I had it with playing with the the day traders and the scammers and all that. And I was going to either, find another business to get started or something. And then I ran into this guy, Richard Hart, and he called the top of 2017's, 20K Christmas of Bitcoin. And literally the next day it started dumping. And I was furious at the guy because I had seen a couple of his videos, and I was like, oh, this guy. And so I unfollowed him, turned off all his notifications and stuff. And then a day went by after I sulked and watched everything continue to go down. And I said, wait a minute, this guy called the top. He literally called the top of the day, and you're mad at him. Maybe you should really pull your head out and listen to the guy. So that's when I started researching what Richard was doing. And, he was talking a different game than everybody else out there. And he was talking about DeFi. And he was bringing out the realities of the challenges of Bitcoin and Ethereum instead of, the maximalism talk that you hear out there. So that's the direction we all took here in this community was, okay, well, what's Richard going to build? And he built the first DeFi crypto called Hex. It was the thing that actually made Uniswap popular when Uniswap first came out. And it was like the only thing trading on Uniswap at the time. And then after that, Ethereum was broken. So he decided, hey, we've got to fork Ethereum because nothing's working over there. The SLO prices, the gas fees, everything's just way too much for anything to function properly. How are we going to bring Web3 and AI technology and blockchain to all of these industries and everything that wants to, go into Web3? How are we going to do that if we don't have blockchains that function properly? So that's when he made PulseChain. And, it was a fork of Ethereum with a proof of work change. So now it's, proof of stake validators. And now it's a truly decentralized network. All the original validators that were put online by the development team were all removed and all the coins were burned. And now there's like 50,000 validators out there running this blockchain that's been up and running for 10 months without any downtime. So it's
Oh
really,
wow,
really
it's
interesting
fairly,
where it's going.
yeah, it's fairly recent. The 10 months. It's great.
Yeah, 10 months. And you know, and all the other forks or ghost chains or things that are out there. And I'm not trying to disparage them. I'm just saying that we haven't seen anything that's really worked or that's really produced any excitement for people to go build on. And right now we've got like 150, 160 projects being built on PulseChain. And people are really interested in coming over here and using it because it's inexpensive
I
and the
imagine if it's
thing
a fork,
actually works.
if it's a fork of Ethereum, the developers, there's a huge amount of people that know how to code in the same language. So
Well,
that's great.
that's the beauty of it is that when an Ethereum has an update, it just transfers over. The PulseChain gets the updates. So basically, it has its own devs and everything that it created, and Ethereum's devs and whatever they upgrade or do over on the Ethereum side gets to fork over and be part of the PulseChain. So it's interesting. But let's
Yeah,
talk.
it's exciting.
Let's talk
I was
about
excited to learn about it.
yeah. Well, let's talk about AI and what you see the future of AI and bringing it, to the blockchain. Also, the marriage of the two. How do
Yeah.
you see the two benefiting one another?
Well, AI was another one of those things I found out about and basically didn't do anything for several months, just went down the rabbit hole. The first time I played with ChatGPT and then ChatGPT 4 and the image generation. Um, and what we learned at this conference also is with AI is going to change everything. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like when the internet came out, and I tell people everywhere I go because I want to help them. I say, somebody next to me on the plane or the supermarket or say, hey, ChatGPT? No, what is that? Or maybe I've heard of. You show them very quickly on an app. Say you meet a chef, and you say, well, what's a tough recipe? He says, well, this. So you ask GPT for the tough recipe, and it gives you their mind's blown. They're like, wow, like what is going on? And same with crypto. I mean, if you want to code, the bar, coding's hard. It's tough, and you have to know. But I was able to. I'm not a coder, and I was able to code the first version of one of our AI apps called PrintPro.ai by myself with ChatGPT and an IDE called Replit.
Wow.
And when I ran into a bug, I posted a bounty, and I met my business partner in India who fixed it in 2 seconds because he's a very good developer. But if it hadn't been for launching myself into trying to do it myself, rather than with AI, I can describe the idea to AI and it can code it. So same with blockchain. If you can describe a new project, you can ideate also like what can we build with PulseChain? What can we solve? What can we do? And then throwing ideas back and forth. It's like having a genius intern who knows everything, and I mean everything. It's insane.
It's
Um,
it's amazing what is about to happen because what we're seeing in the PulseChain ecosystem is so they're taking market data, market sentiment, market trends,
yeah,
and programming them into cryptocurrencies now, into the code. So where a trend or a market sentiment or a season would affect a market in the real world, you can actually program those good things to happen in a cryptocurrency. You know what I'm
that's just
saying?
incredible, and in real
It
time
is.
probably now.
Yeah. For instance, one of the guys that I've been working with, he's taking a crypto, and what he's doing is he's created just a meme token, and then he created a front end where you take the gas token of the native blockchain and the meme token itself, you push them into the system at a ratio, of course, 100 to 1 or whatever it is. And then those two cryptocurrencies go into the system and spit out or mint create not an airdrop, not a sacrifice, not an ICO, but an actual creation of a coin, because you put value into the system. So it creates the coin, and then it takes the gas token, buys the coin you just created off the market, therefore pushing the price up,
That's
and
great.
then burns it by creating scarcity. So now you're creating scarcity, you're market buying, and then the other token that you put in also gets burned. So you're creating value of the other token that you burn. So all of these market activities that go on with human touch and everything else can now be programmed into cryptocurrencies and create value. Perpetual bull markets, perpetual growth, just by minting another token or interacting with the system itself. Very interesting concepts and things that are happening. I mean, and this is all just in its infancy. People are just starting to discover what they can do with these things, kind of like the Russian kabuki doll or whatever it is. There's one inside another.
You don't know where it's going to go. There's so many layers.
Yeah, and then now take AI and say, hey, help me to reconfigure this, or what can I do?
Throwing AI on the blockchain is like throwing rocket fuel on a fire. It's just people have no idea what's coming, how intense it's. The possibilities are incredible. And the great thing we learned at this conference was there's venture capital firms and there's huge corporations that are embracing AI to the point where they say they have AI Mondays. And it was like, what's AI Monday? So, well, you're only allowed to work Tuesday through Friday. On Mondays, you have to work on your AI skills. And you still have to figure out how to get your job done in 4 days instead of 5. And they're pushing this on big corporations. They didn't say which ones, but these are consultants that charge millions of dollars. So if those guys are doing it, I say to the general public and everyone on the stream, and take Monday or pick a day or pick an hour or 2 hours during the week and build your AI skills. And with that, if you're into crypto or you're into Pulse, build your blockchain skills, but use GPT as a tutor. Figure out how those things can make your life easier, how you can, save a few hours here and there.
My team is now on AI Mondays.
It's amazing, yeah. It's great because you take you're like, well, what? And they get rated on trying. That's what the guy said. He said nobody gets fired for not doing it right. They get rated on effort. If you actually tried, you try to teach yourself this, and you went through the motions. That's what they want to see.
Yeah, it's
amazing. Not wearing the AI GPT hat and saying like, oh, great, and then next thing you know, you don't have a job.
Well, because, I mean, look at programmers. Look at what you just said. You just programmed a cryptocurrency, or you just programmed your own programming language, and you went to somebody for some help, and fixed it in 2 seconds, and you're back on. I mean, you literally programmed yourself without having to hire somebody. So, I mean,
yeah, but the greatest thing is that the guy I met, now we're business partners, and he's an AI expert.
That's awesome.
And we're building all this cool stuff together. We're building we want to build some crypto Web3 stuff. Maybe on PulseChain, I don't know, but we have some cool names like CoinDragon.ai. We don't know what it's going to be. It might be some sort of index. It might be a DEX. Who knows? There's stuff that I own like over 150 domains, and I got tired of paying renewal fees, so I made a DomainDragon.ai. It's not live yet, but it's a place where people can park their domain for free, and then AI writes articles with links to get. If you at least make $10 a month per domain, so you can pay the renewal fees. And then obviously
we've got it on the blockchain here now on PulseChain.pls.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a totally decentralized domain service. It's awesome.
I gotta get my domain name on PulseChain. I want it.
Yeah. I'll get you the links for it.
Yeah, it's like buying a piece of the future. That's really what it is.
It is, and it's about to unlock. I think with the advent of PulseChain, and I've been in. I had a gaming company in 2007, 2008. In 2009, they started coming to us and asking us to put in-game cryptos in our platform, and we balked at it and didn't give it a second look. And then we heard Bitcoin come out in 2010, and we just ignored it. It wasn't until 2014 that I actually started looking at what was going on in the crypto space. But it's come a long way, and I think that now all of the things that we had imagined, back when we read Satoshi's white paper for the first time and went down that rabbit hole, are finally here. With PulseChain, you don't have gas fee problems, and you can program anything that you want into a cryptocurrency now. And it's a blockchain that's actually secure, has throughput. You don't have any problems with the mining operations. All of that was just wasteful anyway. All of these things were proof of concepts, and now here we are, where all the best of what crypto has to offer is being pulled out and utilized now.
Can I ask, one of the coolest things I learned about when I met some of your crew there at the AI conference was that if you had Ethereum tokens at the time of the snapshot, then those projects, once they get liquidity on PulseChain, you'll have those tokens.
Yeah, he did a complete, a copy of every single token that was an ERC20 that belonged in a self custody wallet, self custodial wallet. You couldn't have it on an exchange or anything like that. You had to have them in a wallet. But all of the system state of Ethereum that existed is now on PulseChain, so you can literally log into Pulse. Have you done that yet? Have you gone in and pulled your coins out?
A little bit, but I just now found my keys to an old, it has nothing left of Ethereum stuff because I traded it all away or got scammed out of it or whatever. But I'm very curious now to see what's in it on PulseChain. And then find those projects and see if they're aware of it. And I think that's really important for your ecosystem, is to make the maintainers of all those ERC20 projects aware that they have basically a copy of their a new ecosystem, and that they can add liquidity and make them people would love to see that. So any way we can create awareness or let people know. I think even an easy tool where you can go in, because it's a little hard with the MetaMask and you have to add the thing, but an easy tool where you could go and say, what date was the snapshot? Let's see what we got. And I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, we do have some tools. I'll get you some links to some tools that we have that you can just put your address in, and you can actually add PulseChain to your wallet. It'll do the RPC and everything for you, and awesome. Pull it up, switch over to the new network, and basically it's literally just a switch to the network. Now, on the other hand, what Richard has done, which is really ingenious, he's decentralized all the front ends so that they're all on IPFS, so you can run the client straight from your computer. And there's no worry about the internet gatekeeping or shutting it down or anything like that. So now it's it's all on IPFS. Yeah, it's brilliant, and it's true decentralization. True decentralization, which is what is necessary and what is needed. Because if you look at what's happening, BlackRock and the money houses are buying all the Bitcoin right now. And I don't know what they're going to do with it. I don't know what their plans are. But I see it every day in the OTC trades, and they're filling up their bags. They've already claimed that. I think BlackRock has already surpassed Grayscale in Bitcoin ownership. So it's
and then there's countries too that are buying up Bitcoin.
And countries are buying up Bitcoin. So it's getting really exciting. The halving hasn't even come. It's still a couple of weeks away, and Bitcoin already hitting 70K. So it's pretty interesting to see what's happening. But on the other hand, I'm a little worried about the hands that are getting into the cookie jar here, and what's going to happen down the road, and whether centralization or decentralization is going to take over the crypto space. I think we're going to end up with two very distinct crypto markets.
It's an interesting theory, yeah.
Yeah, I
Or
think
maybe AI will make it so that we have a more of a fighting chance.
gosh, the possibilities of AI. I mean, I just uh, it's going to be really, really interesting to see how much AI affects everything in the next year or two,
Yeah.
especially
Imagine
in
like,
the space and
if
Web3.
there's I'm not aware of any, but any very good decentralized algorithmic trading bots that could basically trade as fast as the big trading and all of a sudden the market's more even,
A little more stable.
more,
It's
yeah.
possible. It's possible. I think that
Anything
there's
can
going to be a
happen.
wild west period here where people are going to take advantage of it and game the system for a little bit, because that's how it always goes.
Yeah.
And then maybe we'll see some type of leveling off. But it's definitely going to be interesting. Definitely.
Yeah.
So as far as the space goes, are you just using the tool itself, or are you trying to develop AI tools? What is it that
We're now developing AI tools. I started a very small AI company with my business partner in India, and we have a few very good developers. And what we're trying to do is develop um, fast tool. It's not complex things. Like our first thing is called printpro.ai, and it's an AI tool that has our own image generation library and LLMs to create print on demand art and products on demand and instantaneously. So right now we're just testing it with mugs. So you can create 1,000 mugs a day with an AI SEO description and pictures of, say, right now I did one of puppies playing with soccer balls, and you can change the style and do all these things. So the next step to that is to make a marketplace. So we're working on an AI marketplace because a lot of AI artists are being shunned from Etsy and other marketplaces. You'll be like, oh, it's not real art. Well, guess what? It is, but there's a new paintbrush, and they don't necessarily need to compete. It's nothing against people who are incredible artists. They can draw by hand or they can draw with Photoshop, but somebody might be very creative in their imagination, just doesn't have the physical skills to do that. So then AI allows them to do that. I feel like there should be a marketplace where they can showcase that. So we're building that. And then, of course, since I love crypto, there'll be an NFT component. So you could buy the t-shirt and it comes with the NFT, something like that. So that's and also on my Twitter, Imagine Axel, I'm going to be posting just ideas and invite people to share ideas, because I tell people, I have this, and people don't tell anybody. It's like, well, why? you know, maybe you'll meet someone who will help you do it. You can't do anything by yourself. You need a team. You need people. So if anything I've learned is that you need to create a team around you, and you need to, sure, intellectual property is important, protecting your idea, but I'm much more excited about open source software, about decentralized, inviting people to collaborate. There's a lot of programmers, especially overseas, who get paid a lot less than a programmer doing the same thing in the States would get paid, and that's just the market. But what if they could do something and then participate in it through some sort of open source, shared ownership, and the blockchain can provide that through a DAO. So, there's things where we say, and you can't do anything if you don't trust anyone. So people say, well, don't share your idea. I say, well, share your idea and then let's see what we can do. So that's kind of our motto there. And we want to help bring entrepreneurship to people who wouldn't be able to otherwise. So that's with the Print Pro, and then the AI marketplace is going to be called Bazai, like a bazaar, but AI.
Bizarre. Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bazai.
it's funny you mentioned the NFTs space. This community here, being so fundamentally grounded in a solid crypto. Hex is the crypto that we all built this community on, which is basically a blockchain CD. and a mutable blockchain CD. It's time page is what it is. And so the inflation is given to the stakers. Longer and bigger their stakes are, the more inflation they gain from the crypto. But the community never embraced the NFT marketplace. It was like, yeah, that's
the South Park episode.
The meme of the meme. Yeah. That's the meme of the meme coin, blah, blah, blah. But it's funny that as PulseChain launched, most of the biggest adoption has been through the NFT marketplaces, through the NFT curators, creators and whatnot. And they've really blossomed over here because they've been able to, there's a whole community actually wrapped around the NFT space here on PulseChain. They're called the Tang Gang. They're a wild bunch of people, right? And they have helped artists curate their projects. They've helped them to build their own marketplaces without having to go to external marketplaces. And they've really done a community service for all the NFT artists and have created a lot of excitement around the NFT space on the PulseChain. And it's bringing adoption, believe it or not, versus the other cryptos, the staking crypto of Hex and all, the solid financial product it is.
Because you had something fun to it.
Yeah, and of course the meme coins do incredible for whatever reason that is. They do.
Yes, the gamification. I find the theme of the meme coins fascinating because on one hand it makes no sense, and on the other hand it's just kind of cool that to show you that people rally around a dog with hat, and with is even spelled wrong. With
Oh yeah, we've got one over here that's even worse. I won't even mention it on air. But
no, it's crazy. Like I don't understand it. And I think few people do. But if you're in psychology or maybe mob mentality, it's tribalism. Who knows? You can get very philosophical about these things. But from an intellectual standpoint, it's interesting. I wouldn't recommend people getting crazy with that stuff, but it's interesting to see what's happening.
As an investment tool, they're dangerous. However, as a because this is like a revolutionary movement, but as a motivational tool, as an excitement generator, as an attention getter, I think all this stuff that's going on around the meme coins and the NFT space and all that is necessary for adoption and for eyes, for people to look at it.
And a lot of it comes down to risk management.
Definitely.
and really sticking to the adage like that you're not going to invest or play with more than you're willing to lose. And like what I say is you got to think you already lost it.
yeah. When you put it in there, it's gone.
Here's my $5. Here's it to the universe. It's gone. And that's it. Because if you mentally think that you're going to keep it or it's going to, it's just you got to have the reality, not get caught up in it. It's just like gambling. It
is.
I wouldn't say, and I don't want the viewers to think blockchain and crypto is not gambling. It's the future, but playing with assets that have minimal, tiny little markets. That's why I say small pond, big waves. If the market cap's small, up and down, up and down.
Oh yeah, and then the liquidity. The liquidity's thin. Everybody gets excited when a coin starts going up, and it's like, well, wait a second. It doesn't matter if it's going up because you can't get out because there's just no liquidity there to get out with.
Yeah.
So, it's a slippery slope, but it does bring excitement. It does bring eyes. It does bring attention to the space, and people are excited about it. And I think it's a net positive for crypto.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then when we bring people in, then we start to talk about the real world assets, the Warren Buffett style of investing in some of these more solid, cryptocurrencies and the blockchains that support
and tokenizing of real world assets. It's happening.
Yeah, that's interesting too. You were talking about seeing the real estate world and things like that come in and start tokenizing. That's another thing that we're excited about here on PulseChain, because now you've got a blockchain that has throughput. Now you have a blockchain that is inexpensive to program things on. I think that we're a long way from getting the what do you call it, the real
Mortgage,
estate market
real
to,
estate.
the mortgage
Yeah,
market, but I really mean, what I'm saying, the deed, so the deed market or the
yeah.
deed mechanisms to put it on the blockchain. There's just so many different things that have to change in order for that to happen. I just don't think that's viable. But there are smaller projects that can get on the blockchain, I'm sure, that we can start with. But we just haven't been able to put a blockchain together that can do that. And with PulseChain, it's here, it's ready. The sky's the limit. We've got projects being built all over it.
That's great. I can't wait to dive in and learn some more.
Yeah, we'll definitely keep you up to speed. And you and I should have some conversation in the background. I'll get you some links so that you can set up your MetaMask so that you can switch it over and make it nice and easy for you to bounce in and out of the different chains and see how that works. Because I think that there's going to be and as things grow here in Web3, there's going to be it's going to be a multi-chain universe. It's not going to be one chain rules them
Yeah,
all.
the bridges, like you guys built a bridge, or PulseChain built a bridge.
Exactly. There's a bridge, and there's people that are building bridges that are connecting PulseChain to other chains now. So of course we have the Ethereum bridge, but there's other blockchains now able to bridge over to PulseChain. People are working on. So that's going to be interesting, because you're going to need, when you're talking about an immersive experience and having a Web3 experience in the metaverse. You're going to need computer hard drive space. So you're going to need a blockchain that has hard drive space. You're going to need a blockchain that has a video card power for people to generate these images on devices they don't have the power to do so. So you're going to need all these different blockchains to provide the services that Web3 is going to bring, in my opinion. So I think it's going to be a multi-chain universe as we move forward. And AI should be able to help us put some of that stuff together.
Yeah, absolutely. It's I mean, it's like cryptos moves fast. You don't look at something for a few days, you're like, well, what happened? And AI is the same way. So you put them together, and now it's like Wile E. Coyote with the rockets on his skis and just
Yeah, it's
So
going to be.
it's exciting, but it's also, it causes FOMO. People are getting AI FOMO. They don't want to stay behind with AI companies. But it's good to keep a level head and also know that we're all in it together. And there's a lot of negativity out there about AI and fear, and I say, don't be afraid. It's a net positive. It's something that's going to help humanity and increase our productivity. And also, I have friends who have kids who say, what are we going to teach kids? Now they write their book reports. Like, well, book reports are stupid. I always thought they were stupid. Who care? You can write the book report with GPT in 5 seconds, but now we're going to teach kids how to think more creatively, how to ask the AI for what they need, how to come up with what's next.
You probably remember, as I do, the calculator era, right? I mean, They said, no, you can't bring calculators to school. No way, no how. What are you kids thinking? You're not cheating on math. You're doing it by hand. And now kids go to school with calculators, and they're smarter and they're faster with their math because of it. It's a tool.
Yeah.
And
tool,
everybody's afraid of it right now. And the whole the black box theory of, not being able to understand what AI is actually thinking and why it's thinking it. I mean, we've just got to break through that barrier and allow people to just go out and be creative with it and
it's in its infancy. It's like a black and white TV right now with the bunny ears. That's where we are with AI.
Exactly.
It's going to be in a few years, it'll be unrecognizable. It'll be everywhere.
Yeah, and it'll be just like the cell phone. You'll be talking to your AI, having it plan your day, rerouting you through your day, changing your schedule for you.
Yeah.
It's going to be doing all that kind of stuff. I mean, we hey Siri right now, but you're going to be just probably just coming up with some thoughts, and your AI is going to actually start working with you on that and saying, well,
Yeah.
you'd be better off if you did this earlier and that later today, and I mean, it's going to be insane what how this is going to turn out.
Yeah. I've seen now that there's prototypes, this thing called the Rabbit OS. I don't know if you've seen it. They debuted it at the Consumer Electronics Show. It's basically what you're talking about. You can tell it, hey, book me a trip to London and plan the whole thing for me. It goes into all the websites, does all the bookings, does everything, and says, hey, is this good? And you're like, no, the budget's a little too much. You're like, let's lower it by 20%. And it redoes it, books everything for you. You don't have to click on a single website and app. And it's real. It exists now.
I literally just did that. So for the PulseChain tour, my team that you met, we're going to Europe. We're going to be doing 3 or 4 different locations in Europe. Doing a speaking arrangement, and one of the parts of our trip is we are going to Italy, and we're going to go from Venice to Greece on a cruise.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, well, I want to go the week before. I want to go to Rome and get on a train. So I told ChatGPT. Actually, I used the other one that the gal sent to me, Perplexity. I used Perplexity.
Yeah.
And I said, plan me a trip. This is what I want. This is my family. This is what we want to do. This is how much time we have. I have to be in Venice by this date. Plan me a train trip from Rome to Venice and get me all the sites that I'd want to see. And then I just started adding into the complexity of my question, and it's set me up a whole itinerary of how to move our train, what days we're going to be where, and how we're going to go. So I'm already using it to do stuff like that.
Yeah, it's amazing. And then really if there's anybody watching who's a travel planner or don't be scared. Just go to Perplexity and learn how to use it, and use it to increase your value to your clients. That's
and
what I try to tell people.
It's really about understanding how to ask the questions. That's what. So my producer SJ, I think you met her out there. She is teaching me. Hey, you gotta make it work with you. You've got to make AI like become part of your question, and
it's like your assistant.
Yeah, and teach it what you're trying to teach it, the questions you're asking, and then it'll answer you better. Really cool. Like I go in there the first time, okay, that was all right. Well, let's change this, and I'll change it again and again, and it gets better and better and better. Yeah, I'm digging it. And I'm not a tech guy for sure.
Oh, that's a great thing. This AI is bringing tech closer to people that are not tech people.
Yeah.
That's even the venture capitalist said that it was the age of like the super rock star developer, because they knew that now it's the age of the imagination, because someone like you or like me who's not a developer or coder can imagine things, and through the AI and also through developers, but we can get one step up the ladder to figure it out.
Right on. Yeah. Before we get it end here, are there any questions that you have that about PulseChain or this community?
Yeah, I wanted to know what's the roadmap, or what, because right now we're right into right before the halving, the bull market cycle, and I know there's a lot of different chains competing, and I know a lot of the benefits of PulseChain that are. I know Solana is very popular right now, but it has some issues where it slows down or it plugs up, or I don't know exactly what it is, but I've read it has some stuff. So I'm just curious what the roadmap is, and also how to basically get people excited about it, or what's what can other people do to help?
So you said so a few things. So this community and its projects and its founder are the most gate kept group of people on in the crypto space. It has a lot to do with our founder's personality, the way he tried to market in the beginning, basically blatantly making himself look like a scam, making himself look like a gesture, a court gesture to bring attention. And then when it came down to it, really he was right. Really he was, when everybody else like Mashinsky and all these others said, hey, you're going to go to jail for being a scammer. Well, they're all in orange jumpsuits and Richard's not. He was right. And we're very gate kept. However, we have the products that everybody's looking for. So the whole crypto space has shunned us, and we're the pariah.
I didn't even know that. That's interesting.
So you go Google it, you'll see and whatnot, we're the pariah of the crypto space. In fact, things like CoinMarketCap, no matter what Hex's market cap was, kept us on page 201 the whole time. We were the number 3 crypto in market cap, and we're not ranked as such. They kept us at 201. So just things like that constantly, affected us and affected our growth, affected where we were going. In fact, the community actually sued CoinMarketCap for doing so.
Wow.
But yeah, so we are the pariah. So it was very hard to get eyes on the projects. However, you said it in the beginning. It's very interesting that the whole system state of Ethereum was forked over, and now everybody has free copies of their coins to go do what they want with, create liquidity, use the projects on this chain versus the other chain where they may be, too high of S-load fees for their projects to work. So there's that. This is a place where people can build. They have throughput. It's now a complete proof of stake blockchain. No mining, none of that. So we've got a totally decentralized blockchain over here with the full system state of Ethereum forked over, all of the upgrades of Ethereum, they're working and operating, and low fees, where we're literally, in order to unstake one of our hex stakes, it's costing us $700-800 on Ethereum. Over here, it's a few bucks, pennies. It doesn't cost anything to operate and function S loads over here on PulseChain. So there's all of that excitement, plus the bridges that are coming, plus the projects that are we already have loan protocols out there. We have, like domain service out here. We've got all these things already being built by the community. This blockchain and this founder, he just was a magnet for the best of the best in crypto. These people that came over are just building some amazing products. And like I said, they've even gotten so deep that they're building things that people don't even understand in the real, in the so-called real crypto space. They don't understand the perpetual motion machines that are being built over here with all of the market sentiment and actions that are being built into crypto, programmed into cryptos now. I mean, it's just, it's very, very interesting. And I think that its popularity is way behind its technology. It's already doing things that no other blockchain has done, and it's already got projects on it that no other blockchain has on it. And there's just no marketing, no excitement, just us, out there talking to handfuls of people. And that's the beauty of it, because when we look at the crypto space, we see all of these bought and paid for shills out there that have shilled people rug pull after rug pull after rug pull, or there are Bitcoin maxis that just keep spouting off the same thing, Bitcoin, leave everything else alone. And they're selling behind the scenes all their bags. Your favorite influencer, your big, crypto maximalist, Bitcoin maximalist, is selling their bags to BlackRock, and they're selling you guys out. And that's why I really love this community, because everything's grassroots. The founder doesn't pay us for anything that we do. I've done all of this work for free. I tour the world. I toured this country last year, all for free on my own dime, trying to bring awareness to what it is we're doing here. Nobody's ever paid me for anything. This is all being done out of the, you know, kindness of my heart. I spit out a spleen every week to talk to people and bring people like you into the fold to show people what we're doing. A truly decentralized community trying to market this product. And the beautiful thing about it is the founder is 100% behind us by leaving us alone and letting us do it, make the mistakes, build. He says, you guys want it, you build it on your own. I'm not doing it for you. I'll give you the tools. Here's your crypto for you. Here's a blockchain for you. Have at it. And he hasn't even spoken in the last, year and a half to any of us, so it's been all community effort and a truly decentralized community that's behind it. We made a movie. We put $3 million together from the community, from some of us investors. And we made a movie called The Highest of Stakes that explains this community.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know.
yeah. It's called The Highest of Stakes. You can get it on Amazon, or you can buy the DVD on Amazon, I think. And then well,
it's cool with AI. We saw some tools at the conference where you can produce movies now.
Oh yeah,
full length films with AI. It's crazy.
I'm working with a very large project right now that wants to do just that. I don't know how much I could say about it. Some of them are in the chat room, but it's you remember the books where you'd read to page 25 and it says, well, to take the adventure here, go to page 30. To take the adventure here, go to page 60. So now you can take AI and say, okay, build me a movie, build me a story, build me a song, a game, or whatever, and you can move that into the future based on
games on crypto are amazing too. I'd love to learn about some PulseChain games.
Oh yeah, we've got some. We've got one right now called Pulse Wars that just came out, and it's basically NFTs that have certain attributes, and it's going to be a trading game. So it's going to last. Okay. It's going to last for a whole year until the end of the bull market next in 2025. And there's like literally there's like close. I couldn't tell you how much. I think it's 3 or 5. No, it's more than that. There's I think it's about 5 million pulse that are going to be up for grabs. And it's got to be more than that. I couldn't tell you. It's going to be an insane amount of money by the time the bull market ends. If PulseChain does go up, but you're basically going to be trading, and you don't have to sit there and look at it every week. You'll put a trade in and set it there and set it and forget it kind of thing. And then based on everybody's trades, it's an elimination of your NFT. And as time goes on, and then at the end, there's going to be a bracket of winners that
it's good. I think gamification is a great way to bring people into any project.
Yeah. Definitely.
You make it fun. You make it a game, and then you have characters, and it's all linked, and it's amazing.
Yes, sir. Yeah. All right, Aksel. Well, thanks for coming on. I appreciate you. You want to hang out in the green room?
Thank you, Captain. This was awesome. I really didn't know what to expect, and this was a lot of fun. And anytime, I'd love to come back and see where we are. And check out the stuff you told me to, and we'll go from there.
If you don't mind, hang out in the green room. I've got my team is showing up. I'm sure they want to talk to you. So if you just wait for a quick second, I'm going to end the show, and then we'll have a quick chat.
Sure. Thank you.
All right, Aksel. Thank you. Have a good one, my man.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, everybody. We will see you on Friday. We're going to be doing. No, wait a minute. I'm going to be in Utah. If you're not in Utah, what are you doing? Okay, everybody, go to PulseChainTour.com. Go get your VIP tickets so that I have some people to party with on Saturday night. Go to PulseChainTour.com. Get to Utah. If you're in the Utah area, come visit us. Come hang out with us. Come check it out. That's where it's all going to be going down. All right, everybody. Have a good one. We'll see you. Why is Hex better than Bitcoin? Well, first of all, it's the fundamentals of the code. The fundamentals of the code are better than Bitcoin's fundamentals. Inflation model is better than Bitcoin inflation. This staking feature is better than a mining feature. It's new tech versus old tech. It's decentralized versus centralized. Yes, all of those things.